So this morning, all of you are here because we have successfully qualified for the preliminary interview. And yesterday, we also gave you the general education competency test, as well as I assume, the professional education competency test. We've also looked at your documentary requirements, and you have passed the master for at least a minimum of 5-year work experience. There were some applicants who we interviewed who failed to meet the 5-year work experience requirement, and therefore they will have to wait probably for at least a year or a year and a half to be able to return to the program. So you are here, and the fact that you are seated here this morning means that you have hurdled the first step of the EDL program. In short, you are on your way to step. And because of that, the ball will now be in your court. The Berkeley University has a very good track record in terms of the EDL program. We have very, very minimal dropout from the program. I think last year we only had 3, and the 3 had personal problems towards the end of the program. So what is the EDL all about? I'm sure that you have surfed the website of the Commission on Higher Education and found out for yourself that this is a very, very rare and singular opportunity for all of you who have been in your respective jobs, who have generated a lot of skills, who have chalked up very remarkable records in your respective workplaces. But there was always something that got in the way of a promotion or that got in the way of career opportunities. Right? Right. And that's something that probably many people have taken for granted, is the fact that you need a parchment on the wall. Some people would say a piece of paper is not important. But you will find out that in real life, it is not only how much you know or what skills you possess that are important. In a credential crazy world, particularly the Philippines, and even overseas work, if you go to Saudi Arabia, if you go to the Middle East, if you go to Europe, the first thing they will ask you is, what are your credentials? They will later on ask you only what you know after they have looked into your credentials. And that is why this morning, I do not only greet our more than 140 applicants, because there were still some more who came yesterday to this IDEA program in the Philippines. I would also like to greet our 18 successful applicants for the IDEA program in Dubai, and 1 in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So you're not alone. In another part of the world, we have 19 EDL applicants who are also going to work themselves so that they can come out with that parchment on the wall at the end of the school year. This is a program of the government designed exactly to help people who already have skills, who already have the track record in their respective disciplines, but because of constraints, whether early marriage, whether financial difficulties, whether work getting in the way, is now provided with this wonderful opportunity to eventually get their college diploma. The Expanded Tertiary Education Equivalency Accreditation Program was a law that was passed during the time of President Fidel Ramos, but eventually was implemented fully during the time of President Joseph Ejercito Estrada. Today, the CHED is still at it, delivering an alternative program, namely the IDEA, in order to provide you, who are almost professionals, the chance to earn your diplomas. But of course, although it is only short-cut or short-term by 1 year, we will not want that graduates of the ETIA program will be looked up as second-class citizens. No way. We will make sure, and you yourself also will make sure that in the course of your ETIA program, you will be able to stand head to head, shoulder to shoulder, with those who have taken their diplomas in 4 or 5 years. Now, what is your decided advantage? Your decided advantage is that, unlike undergraduate students who go to college, earn their diplomas in 4 or 5 years' time, they are tabula rasa, or they don't have any track experience or record in the place of work. And that is your competitive or leading edge. You have what it takes to know what to expect in the workplace, because you've been there, you've done that, you've been through it, and therefore what we're trying to do in this program is marry your industry experience with the required academic enrichment experiences in order to make sure that in 1 year's time, you would have been incubated and hatched to become full-fledged professionals in the program that you are applying for. So the heart of this program is your work equivalency. And that is why you must have noticed that in our interview, we were taking too much pain in asking you, how long were you employed in this job? After this job, what did you do? What exactly was your job description? Was your job description more for electrical engineering or mechanical engineering? Was it for teacher education, or is it for something else? Is it for business, or is it for management? And so on. Because the ETIA program hinges on your work equivalency. And that is why a next stage will be that we will undertake workplace visits for each one of you. In your individual colleges, there will be workplace assessors who will visit your workplaces, interview your work colleagues, interview your supervisors, interview your managers, interview your HR directors, and find out what you really do in your respective places. Also, your workplace experiences, after having been assessed, will determine what kind, and of course from the initial documents that they are forwarded to us, will determine what kind of enrichment program you will have in the professional courses. In the general education courses, yesterday, your tests, which are now being calibrated or marked, will also determine what enrichment courses you're going to take in the general education program. Now, why is it important that we have courses in the general education program? Because the real mark or measure of a professional is that he is not only, or she is not only good at electrical engineering or criminology or teacher education or business, or maybe in other programs that you apply in computer engineering or information technology, but that there must also be a measure or indicators of what? Of culture, of appreciation for the finer things in life. Because after all, accountants, engineers, information technologists, teachers, you all have hearts.